Well, people, I'm back because I have more questions, more burning questions in my little heart. Today's question is, when will Kash Patel stop getting drunk on the job? When will Kash Patel put the booze down and pick the case files up and start solving some investigations? You know, Kash Patel, I can't fault a man for wanting to have a drink from time to time. I like a beer every so often, right? I enjoy one or two. But what I don't do is during the 8 hours of the day that I have slotted out for doing my job, which I'll say is an important job, but it's not nearly as important as being, I don't know, the highest investigator in the entire country, leading the FBI, the organization meant to catch serial killers and domestic terrors and potential school shooters. My job's pretty important, but my job's not that important. But during the 8 hours of the day that I have slotted out for work, what I don't do is get drunk on the clock. No, I maintain the ability to stay sober during work and do my job. And occasionally after work, I'll have a beer and I'll kick back and I'll just enjoy myself. But never on the job, never then. But Kash Patel has taken it upon himself to, instead of, solving investigations like that girl's mom who got kidnapped. I'm forgetting her name right now, I'm not gonna lie. But well, she's still missing. She hasn't been rescued yet. She hasn't been found. And in the midst of that investigation, Kash decided it was more important to go to Milan to celebrate with the US hockey team and get drunk with them and spray champagne in the locker room. They probably don't even know who this guy is. Now, we all know who he is, but they probably don't even know who this guy is. They're professional athletes, they're tapped into what they have to do. And typically, and you wouldn't know who the head of the FBI is. The last head of the FBI I knew of, I wasn't even alive. It was J. Edgar Hoover, and that's only because he was responsible for the Red Scare and he was super racist. So that's the only reason I know who that guy is. But with Kash Patel, everyone knows who he is. He's made himself this celebrity. I mean, he's dating a Z-list country artist who he spent $60 million of taxpayer money to fly her on a private jet, gallivanting around the world, going to country music festivals in the midst of people being killed every day at Walmart and school. Kash Patel is not watching these guys on the watch list, restricting their ability to buy guns. He's not trying to track down like the 50 active serial killers in the United States. He's not trying to catch... Kash Patel, he didn't even know there was anyone in the Epstein files. And I think this has to be Kash Patel's new strategy. I think what he has to do from now on is say, because he was brought in front of the Senate and they asked him if he knew if lying to Congress was a crime, a federal felony. And of course he refused to answer the question. He obfuscated talking about some other guy's $7,000 bar tab. Now, Kash, there are several things you can attack the United States Congress for. Their allegiance to Israel, their refusal to do anything about Epstein, even though it's kind of your job. Their refusal to indict impeach Trump, something you would never complain about. But there's tons of things you could attack the men for, the women for, the people in Congress for. It's a strange avenue for you to attack someone else's drinking habits. It's very strange. Because The Atlantic, who you're currently suing, and you're going to lose, but who you're currently suing, wrote an entire article about how you are a rampant alcoholic. And so it's kind of strange that he's attacking the guy for the $7,000 bar tab. But they asked him in front of the Senate if he knew that lying to Congress was a felony when he would not answer the question. And I think what Kash has to do every time he's questioned about lying, instead of saying he was lying, you can't admit to lying. Don't say you were lying. When they ask you why you gave so many conflicting stories about the Epstein files and why you've mismanaged taxpayer money and why you've made no progress in any investigations, just say you were drunk. Just say, I wasn't lying, I don't know what I'm doing, I'm drunk. I'm drunk, people! In the words of Denzel Washington, I'm drunk now. You cannot keep going down this path where you're trying to attack everybody who's calling you an alcoholic, rightfully so, and then also try to pretend like you're this truth teller when you've clearly been caught lying in the media several times as the head of the FBI. So I think you just have to You can't keep fighting this war on two fronts. I mean, how did Germany lose World War II? They tried to fight the Allies, and they tried to fight the Soviets at the same time. You can't fight a war on two fronts. You have to pick your battles, and I think you have to let it go. You can't keep trying to claim sobriety. I mean, you tell on yourself all the time, and we're gonna watch some footage of you telling on yourself.
Can I be the first one to say that if I ever go before sending confirmation, they're gonna call me an alcoholic?
And a liar.
Sunday nights would roll around and the president would try to find me. I'd be like, sir, I am on call every day, including Sundays, except the very late evening, where Sundays are for God, hockey, and beer.
Sundays are for God, hockey, and beer, not in that order. I'm no Christian, but what other... Kash is letting you know that God ain't first and beer ain't last. That's all he's telling you. God is not first and beer is certainly not last.
And I will resurface back very early Monday morning. It turned into Flannel Fridays because I was having this beer and I was wearing a flannel shirt. And now it's this massive thing.
It is not a massive thing online.
Playing in the beer league, having a PBR, and then I'll return your phone call. Obviously, I'm kidding, but it was funny. We have this tradition every night where he would call it a final. So we have dinner and then we go somewhere and have like the final drink. Everybody should have a beer or three. It's gonna be pretty lit. I might have some special apparel.
We're gonna throw down. There's gonna be bourbon. There's gonna be sparklers.
We ended up in northern Italy and we were slamming Negronis at our last night. And I was like, I need a subpoena. I went to Devin and I told him that in the morning. He goes, dude, if you're gonna start drinking at 9 a.m., get out of my office. His words, not my words.
Story tells itself. The story tells itself. I mean, Kegs Patel, like the lady said, it's his words, not her words, and not my words. He's saying himself, he is an alcoholic. So you just gotta let it go, man. You gotta approach this from the side that I didn't lie about anything. I was just drunk. And people, I think what we really need to look at is what this says about our country and how badly we're failing. We have a drunk podcaster running the highest investigation agency in the entire country. I fear for the next generation. Between the AI and the slop and the plastic in the food, we really don't need a drunk podcaster running the FBI, but this is where we are. We have a former real estate agent and reality TV star running the country, and we have a drunk podcaster running the FBI, and we also have an alcoholic running the Department of Defense. We are really in bad shape here, people. Things are not going well. Things aren't going well. And I remember in my first episode, I said, good times were coming, the good times were rolling. I was wrong. I thought we'd be able to make diamonds in this shitstorm. But it's just been shit. It's just been crap. It's been an endless rain of diarrhea dookie. And these are the people we're left with. This is our fearless leaders. So I'm signing off. There's no hope to be found. There's only a bottle in the hand of the FBI director. Like and subscribe if you like shorter videos like these, more focused topics. I've been Skilled Mascot. Stop drinking, Kash, for the love of God.